Good afternoon, everyone. I was running late. So pretty much good. LinkedIn's going on live. That's great. So for me, just want to be able to reach out to everyone and say thank you very much for pretty much. Thank you very much for test. Able to enjoy the opportunity of being on LinkedIn Live. So test. So I'm running behind today, but today is Red Friday, and I want to wish everyone a great Friday for the most part. So for me, it's just an acknowledgement for Memorial Day weekend, and it's imperative that everybody understands exactly what's going on. Why are we honoring Memorial Day weekend this weekend on this Red Friday? The last, I believe, it's the last Friday of this month, and I just want to be able to share that with everyone. And just want to say, Simplify, always beside you. But here's the biggest thing that I want to be able to reach out to you guys. And the biggest thing that I want to share is this. We noticed that on the veteran community, we're reaching out as much as possible. But here's quite a few things that we need to address as well as we get this situated. Sorry about that. And get that situated more or less and just say, Memorial Day weekend is one thing to remember, everyone. And the biggest thing I want to be able to address is this. Quite a few things that need to be addressed is that think about the Gold Star families, the Gold Star parents, the Gold Star brothers and sisters, all those that have been supporting the veteran community for quite some time. But the biggest thing that I also want to address that not everyone supports the veteran community. And I mean that sincerely. Not everyone supports the veteran community, and not every veteran supports another veteran when they leave the military. And I feel that this is something that needs to be addressed for a number of reasons. And it needs to be addressed for the simple fact is that more or less, it's something that nobody has talked about for quite some time, but it needs to be addressed in a number of reasons. With everything that's going on in today's dynamic, as far as the way society views us, the way the society has been pretty much a toxic work environment, I believe for the most part, I believe that we need to address certain things, especially this weekend while everybody's out there enjoying themselves. You notice I post a lot of things today about veterans, those that we've lost, those that are not among us any longer. I believe for us, we need to educate them in a lot of ways. And I believe that for me, I'll leave that up there. If you're interested in this segment of LinkedIn Perspective, you want to share it, like it, tag it. Today, we're going to talk about, man, I'm showing everything. We're going to talk about Veterans Day. We're going to talk about and what's important as well. And how we're going to be honoring it and how do we view it. Let me ask you, ladies and gentlemen out there, do you truly believe that veterans are supporting other veterans? You know, I can honestly tell you this. There's been a number of situations and incidents that I've been able to encounter with different veterans, and they say they support each other, but they don't. The other factor is that during this Memorial Day weekend, we want to be able to really pay attention. And this is a day to remember, not to have happy Memorial Day as well. And if I say Veterans Day, I'm sorry, it's Memorial Day. So I caught myself. We're not on Veterans Day, it's Memorial Day. So for me, Memorial Day is pretty much a big difference. As far as remembering the fallen, paying homage to everyone else, to understand the Gold Star families, the Gold Star mothers, the Gold Star parents, friends, those that come back from the war or have gone through transition, broken to the point that they're unfixable, but they can function in a different capacity. And for me, just want to be able to share that we can be able to be that driving force as well. And I feel that for the most part, we need to continue that on this day, on Red Friday, this Veterans Day. And I believe for the most part, I spoke to two veterans today. I spoke to this guy. He's a very successful guy on the podcast, and I learned a lot from him. His name is Enrique Acosta, Puerto Rican guy from the Bronx, lives in Orlando, Florida. And I spoke to my buddy Dave Diaz also. So, what's going on? Why is it going blank? Unbelievable. So we're going to continue going from this point on. But for the most part, if you like it, if you like this segment of LinkedIn Perspective, share it, like, and tag it. I appreciate you. Here's a segment as well. I got to make sure that we can catch everyone because, yeah, I still got you guys. So, good afternoon. How are you? As live, I do things crazy. It's Friday. Thank you, Donald. I appreciate you. Hope it's a restful weekend. My son is a scout trooper. They'll be out tomorrow morning. We're setting out 8,000 flags for the veterans to host a ceremony with the VFW, the American Legion. God bless and serves the past and present. May God bless all those of Eternal Patrol. Not all of them, but anyways, but pretty much. Just like anything else, I don't know why my screen is going blank, but we're going to see why it's going there. But what's going on? All right. I still see it. So pretty much, sorry, getting everything taken care of, but I see the numbers that are following. So if you like this segment of LinkedIn Perspective, share it, like it, tag it. I just want to spend a little bit of time honoring the fallen and understand the dynamics of everyone else. And pretty much, what's up, Soto? How are you? I appreciate you. And it's on this Red Friday. It's pretty much something that we can hear you. My question is, you can hear me, but can you see me? That's my question. If you can see me, please let me know, because I'm looking at my both phones to see the segment on there. So if you like this link, like this perspective, subscribe to the LinkedIn channel, LinkedIn Perspective. And yeah, I see myself on there. Good. So if anybody in this audience wants to be able to address anything, feel free to do that. It's been a while. I mean, okay, hold on. Yes, I see you. Good. Thank you. Just want to make sure. I've been having technical difficulties as we go live, so pretty much that's how it is. And it's been a while, ladies and gentlemen. I can honestly tell you this. It's been a while. And I believe that I'm honored to be able. I don't want to get into a rhetoric, but what do you guys think about this Memorial Day weekend versus the last couple Memorial Day weekends? How do you feel about that? And let me ask you, are people really taking serious? Are they taking it real serious about how to be able to honor them? Or are people just commercializing the holiday to their advantage? As I stated before, there's a couple of things that I've learned in the last couple of weeks. As I stated, it's an eye-opening experience that something needs to be addressed. Now, not all veterans honor Veterans Day, and not all veterans support other veterans. And to your point, society in itself is not being kind to us as well. And I believe that it's time to be able to address certain things that are just as important, and interesting. Good. Must be a delay for mostly everything. But I'm here to say that I'm really thinking about Veterans Day as well, and to see how we can be able to be more supportive in a number of things, to be able to address quite a few things that are just beneficial. And I don't know why my screen, why it's not catching. And it's working now. So thank you very much. I can see you. I think they keep things up in the public eyes and awareness as an infusion. Not only a holiday, but all holidays. Correct. What 100% our veterans deserve the finest care in the service, and that's true. I agree with you 100%, and this is why we need to be able to address that for a number of reasons. I feel that this nation overall has really forgotten about how to honor the veterans and how we were able to show our gratitude. Everybody gets geared up for the holidays, but the most part is that, are people really paying attention to what's going on? I don't think so. I don't believe that people are really feeling it the way they should. But the biggest thing I can honestly say is that there are a lot of veterans out there that are suffering in silence for a number of reasons. And the reasons are they're alone, they're unable to communicate, they don't have anyone to support them, or to support themselves. The other factor is the economy is very tough. The other thing that I also want to say is the job market is very tough for veterans. And I can honestly tell you from my experience, I went out there job hunting, and I'll share this. I'm not gonna mention. Oh, and all the veterans in the VA hospital are forgotten. Sorry about that. Good catch. Thank you very much. Hold on just a minute. And I tell you, every time it's live, my wife calls me. And hold on just a minute. Jeez. Man, there's not one day I can do something that is uninterrupted, but let me get my bearings back together. More or less, man. Let me get back to what's going on here, to seeing what's with the Wi-Fi going on, with everything else going on. I can honestly tell you this. As I stated before, it's too commercialized. And thank you. I appreciate you. And the biggest thing that I can say is that wait a minute, let me see that. Wives have a unique ability for the exceptional timing. Correct, man. It is. And as I get through this program, it's been a while, but I just want to be able to share this with you as far as having a good joke about this. But let's get back to the heart of the matter, right? Memorial Day. It looks like things are getting back together again. Are we paying attention to what's going on? I used to work in the VA, and I know what's going on. But somebody is saying, I work in the VA. I'm a veteran. We put veterans as a priority. Now the politicians, that's a different story. Of course, politicians don't care. Some of you, I just put a TikTok about a veteran being denied treatment because of the system in the VA. Now, this is something that has actually happened continuously. And the biggest thing that I can honestly say is that I used to work in the VA, and thank God for the VA that I used to work at in Long Beach. I'll address that. That has never happened. But other horror stories I've heard. The other thing is nonprofit organizations. Let me share something with you without naming two of them, right? And I'm going to share something with you. So there's one nonprofit organization that I went to see if I can fit in to work with them. And it was a job fair, and it was pretty much open, and they were hiring civilians. So I got interviewed by another veteran, a Marine. So we had a discussion. He looked at my resume and he says, man, you got a lot of leadership skills. And I'm looking to hire vets, but you don't have the qualifications to do this community outreach for this organization. I just happened to look at this veteran and I said, and I just paid attention to exactly what he said. You're here to hire veterans, but you're telling me I'm not qualified. But I just explained to you that I worked for the VA for 10 years. And I'm an advocate for veterans and veterans' rights and everything else. He tells me this, and this is why I say not all veterans support veterans. He tells me this. He says, well, I'll take your resume and I'll put it in there. We'll discuss and see if we'll put you in a different location. Needless to say, this nonprofit organization hired more civilians than veterans, and I wasn't one of them. So let me share this again. This is a nonprofit organization that gets grant money from the VA. I got interviewed by a veteran, and he's a Marine, and he's been with this organization for 7 years. And he's all about the numbers, but we have a discussion. And you think that if it's another veteran speaking to another veteran, the chances of you being put in the front of the line or make some accommodations or being selected would be possible. It was zero. I mean, zero. So to you nonprofit organizations that utilizes the platform, that you support veterans, all you're doing, and this is one I was going to put their name out there. I was, but a couple of my friends told me not to do it because it wouldn't sound professional. So I respect them very, very much. And I took what they said to heart. I'm not going to put it out there, but it happened to me. And I said that if I have the highest qualifications to be able to help veterans in a veterans group, to help them to get successful, how is it that you won't hire us? Right? So pretty much it's one of those things, those catch-alls that you don't understand. And here we go. Did they have the requirements hiring certain percentages of veterans? Sharon, that's a great question. They never answer that. But I'll give you another scenario since we're on that subject. So I have another veteran, a friend of mine. He's African-American, right? Black veteran. I call him dark green. He's in the Marine Corps too. This guy has 15 years of HR experience. So they give him a job offer for this organization, and they kick him down to $19 an hour to do a job that would fit their organization. So needless to say, that's why I'm addressing the elephant in the room for this organization. Man, you don't know how bad I want to put them out on blast. You just don't know how bad I want to put them out blast. And a couple of things, reason why I didn't put them out on blast is for a number of reasons. I might just lose my account. I might get suspended. I will get suspended. They'll probably shadow ban my podcast. It could be a number of things. I addressed the situation. I lost 25,000 followers because I'm a Christian. I had to address that. So if you like this segment of LinkedIn Perspective, share it, like it, tag it. My whole agenda now is more or less to be able to expand it. But here's a platform. This is not a monologue. This is not a dialogue. This is a virtual town hall that can help people understand what's going on behind the scenes. So for me, I believe that these are important, very important scenarios that need to be addressed for a number of reasons. It's happening every day. Veterans don't support veterans. Nonprofit organizations utilize the veteran card to pocket their own self-righteous beliefs. My boy's right there sleeping. Love him. And that's why I'm saying Memorial Day is commercialized to its fullest capacity. And I believe that I spoke to a couple veterans, and one's on active duty, and I shared him a couple of things that are happening outside of active duty, and he was shocked. So for most of us, we need to understand that what it is convenient. Is there a holiday that's convenient? You sensationalize Memorial Day, or are there a significant amount of people that are really going out there and taking a knee, putting flags out there, putting wreaths out there for those tombstones of those veterans that have fallen, that have not been able to come back to be able to grow old with us, to see their kids grow old, to be able to enjoy their friendships, their relationships. All those matter. Let me address something to the general public. And if the shoe fits, wears it. You can wear it. For your non-profit organizations that supposedly support the veteran community, I know who you are. I know who you are, and you're not going to get away with it. There's quite a few of you, but I have two in mind. And man, do I want to put you out on blast. I do. But I figure that what would I get out of it by putting you on blast? What would I risk? Would it sound unprofessional? Could be. But the biggest thing I can tell you is I can see you getting grant money, government money for your nonprofit organizations, especially on this Memorial Day, saying that you support everybody else, but you're not taking into heed that you're hiring veterans. You're only hiring a certain percentage to be able to qualify in their quotas, but you're not really helping them out. You're hiring civilians to help veterans when you have veterans that are able to relate to veterans. So, ladies and gentlemen, help me understand, how do you hire a civilian that, unless they're clinically qualified from a mental health perspective, from a medical perspective, but when you're talking about all these dynamics, how do you hire a civilian in a nonprofit organization over a veteran who is capable of doing the same job? But even better, because they know how to speak to veterans. So I think honoring and mourning the U.S. military who has died while serving in the United States Armed Forces is a big concern. My dad died serving this country, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I think that for the most part, we need to address that. If you see if you see the Twin Towers right there on the side, that's the biggest reason why people should pay attention, because a lot of lives were lost during that time over 20-something years ago, to be able to fight for the freedom and fight for the evil doings of society. So for us, I don't want to keep it too long, but think about it on this Memorial Day weekend, on this Red Friday. If you're really doing something, if you're taking time out to pay respects like I am, to be able to show your appreciation for the fallen and have a deep concern and remember them and honor them the best you can by paying forward, do so. For the most part, I think let me share this. What's going on? People seem to have short memories. They forget about those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for the freedom. Of course. And that's what I'm getting at, Ms. Jones. They've forgotten. Because it hasn't happened to them. Pretty much. And for those veterans who are unemployed, who are fighting the transitional state, looking for work. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Those nonprofit organizations that say that they can hire individuals, and you overpromise, underdeliver because you play the veteran card of the dynamics and you hype it up, but you don't deliver on it. I know who you are too. And the reason why I don't dress that name as well is because I was asked not to. But you don't know how bad I want to put it out there. It's called, it could be slandered, but I have the proof to speak to it. So needless to say, on this day, this Red Friday, I just want to be able to share this little segment of LinkedIn Perspective. If you like this segment, share it, like it, tag it. Feel free to subscribe to LinkedIn Perspective or LinkedIn Live, and it'll be on there. You can copy the link and share it. But for this platform, I want to appreciate LinkedIn for giving me the platform to be utilizing this on LinkedIn Live, on Facebook Live as well. And pretty much, hold on. Yeah, you said it, Bobby. I didn't. It is stolen valor. You put it out there. And it's stolen valor from a nonprofit organization saying. A lot of people don't know it. They do, but they don't. And I think for the most part, that's something that I need to address it. And it needs to be addressed in such a way that it's very painful to talk about, but it needs to be addressed. I've witnessed it. I've experienced it. I've seen it. I know who I'm talking about. But trust me, I'm going to keep it very civil, but I'm going to put it out there. There are nonprofit organizations out there that truly do not support the veteran community, especially on this Memorial Day. There are veterans out there who are well off and pretty much have the capacity and the capability to help other veterans, but they pick and choose when it's convenient for them to help them out. There are business organizations that say they thank you for your service and everything else, but they do nothing to help hire veterans and give back to the veteran community. Only when they feel peer pressure from other organizations as well. So I'm here to share with you the realities of what's out in society, especially on social media when it comes to the veteran community. So trust and believe that is what's going on. So for me, it's all about Memorial Day, honoring the fallen, really appreciating the veterans right here, the veterans in the VA, those disabled veterans, and especially those Gold Star mothers, brothers, fathers, sisters, kids, all those that have to live with the fact that they don't have their loved ones to be able to enjoy this weekend as well. So when you're enjoying this Friday today, it's not about you. Give something back to the veteran community. You should be giving it back every day if you really care. Don't pick this holiday to feel sentimental that I gave back to the veteran community, because you're just lying to yourself. That's what I can say to you. So if you have any questions in the last couple minutes, call me at 562-286-3111. That is 562-286-3111. And feel free to answer any questions. I'm more happy to do that. But if not, we'll just call it a wrap. We'll give it a couple minutes. You know, I'm sure everybody's enjoying their Memorial Day weekend. They're enjoying them. And sounds like Fausto, sounds like the veteran counselor out there has a need to know about such organizations. There's a reason why base commanding generals keep certain places off limits. You're right, Fausto. You're absolutely right. And that's what's going on. It's personal politics, my man. It's personal politics. And I think that it's unfortunate, but it's well fitting for this Memorial Day to be able to address these types of issues. It's the elephant in the room that needs to be addressed. So I spoke to this guy, Enrique Acosta, great guy. And he's done an outstanding job with podcasts. I think I'm going to duplicate what he does, because he does the same thing, but he has a phenomenal reach. But I've been parked here for quite some time, and I'm going to continue that as well. But needless to say, and I'll get Bobby's last question. Thank you for all you do to help the memory of those who cannot speak in everyone's mind. I do the best, bro. That's pretty much what an advocate for veterans and veterans' rights does, is to be able to speak the ones who are suffering in silence. That's what I can tell you. So if you like this segment of LinkedIn Perspective, share and like it. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, LinkedIn Perspective. And I apologize for the haywire, but I was running late. I was out to lunch with my wife, and she was telling me, why you're in a rush? I got to take care of something. So I'm only human. So simplify, always beside you. Enjoy your weekend. But remember, this weekend is for the fallen. And oh yeah, I got one guy. There's a Marine Raider that's going through some crap in North Carolina. Like another Raider, a couple of guys that I know from the Mossack 3. And my man, his name is Staff Sergeant Balch, Bloch. And his wife reached out to me to be able to share a story that he was the county is trying to push criminal charges on this guy, and this guy has multiple deployments and is a combat veteran. And the district attorney in Onslow County in North Carolina is treating him unfairly. Now, you know what really blows my mind is North Carolina, Onslow County, which Camp Pendleton, Cherry Point, Fort Bragg, and those areas, it's pretty much the 90% dominating it in. Thanks a lot, man. Hold on just a minute. Yeah, my dog's cute, man. He's out there, and appreciate it. So Onslow County is a big county, and why would the district attorney try to punish an operator? I don't get it. That's why I'm a loss for words, man. People don't understand. Not everybody cares. Not everybody likes us veterans, man. Whether we're getting hired or we need support, that's not happening. Even our own veteran community doesn't help each other. Nonprofit organizations don't help each other. They help themselves to get the grant money, but they're not really helping to the full force capacity of what they say. So buyer beware when you donate to the nonprofit organizations. Man, these two nonprofit organizations, I can tell you, you're just lucky, because I put it out there. So think about it. Buyer beware. Simplify. Thank you for your time. If you like this segment of LinkedIn Perspective, share it, like it, tag it, subscribe to the YouTube channel, LinkedIn Live. And if you have any comments, be so and do so. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your week, Ken, and enjoy your Friday. Peace out.